This is truly, truly the best concealer ever. You get amazing coverage and it's just so good. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. I'm in the middle of the frame. I'm so excited for this video because we are doing another Clean Beauty Code top 5 and I'm really excited. We're talking about Clean Beauty concealers today. So we're doing my top 5 concealers. I'm really freaking excited. And I have some good stuff in here today and I'm jazzed. I really went through my collection and I sat and I agonized over, because I love so many concealers, I really agonized over which ones were overall, even if it wasn't like a constant grab, everyday grab, but just which one was truly the best. And I feel like I have some really, really good stuff in here. And I'm excited to talk about them with you guys. I would love to know down below, what's your favorite concealer? Let me know. I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this top 5 Clean Beauty concealer video. All right, you guys, let's get into it. I'm excited. So, like in all the other top 5 videos, Clean Beauty Code top 5 videos, I have one kind of honorable mention. So I have 2 that are kind of tied at the bottom. So I'm going to mention them kind of simultaneously as number 5. So we have 2 concealers that are kind of tied in my book. So I have the Ilia, what is this? True Serum Concealer? Yes, True Skin Serum Concealer. I really, really like this. I have 2 shades in this. I have the shade Chai and I have the shade Wasabi. Now what's great about these concealers is that this concealer is that it's really creamy. It melts into the skin, but it's hydrating, but it isn't. It gives like a really nice natural finish. You get nice full cover, like not full coverage. You get nice medium coverage out of this concealer, which is nice. And it just gets the job done. You can also use it to cover around your face if you want. My preference is under the eyes for this. I have one that I prefer for on like covering dark marks and stuff like this, but you can use this on dark marks and all of that, and it doesn't cling, which is really nice. This formula is just like melts into the skin and blends out seamlessly. So I usually use like a beauty sponge or something like that with my concealers. For the most part, I do have a brush from a Micole, which coincidentally the Micole concealer is also like one of my obsessions of life, but their concealer brush is so freaking good. But this is really, really nice. I like this a lot. Again, I like to let this, most of these concealers, what I like to do is I like to like put it down, apply it, not blend it out, let it sit for a couple minutes, then blend it out, and it gives me just like really good hold all day, but it also gives a little bit more coverage, but it doesn't also, like, it won't crease, which is great. Because again, your face, the thing that I hate that like wasn't mentioned for so long, especially when I was in high school, watching YouTube videos, like all that stuff, no one mentioned that like your concealer is just gonna crease. It's like the natural way that your face moves, and it's totally normal, and you shouldn't be like freaking out if it creases, because it's going to crease unless you set it with like crazy powder, like you do loose powder and a packed in the pan powder. You're going to have some movement, and that's okay. But if you kind of let your concealer sit and then you blend it out, you kind of let it bake. I feel like that's what it is. You just kind of let it bake, then you blend it out. You don't really get any creasing, which is really nice. But again, it's super normal for stuff to crease on your face, and don't feel bad, because a lot of the time people do not share, okay, that they got under eye filler, and under eye filler will make their under eye super, super smooth. But you're seeing their concealer and you're like, why does their concealer look so different from mine? It's probably because they have filler under their eyes. Or some people really are just blessed and have like no movement under their eyes and like no creasing or anything. But it is very normal to crease. So that's a really good trick for concealer. Let it sit for a second, marinate, get yourself a coffee, turn on TV, watch one of my videos, then blend it out, and you'll be in a really good spot. It doesn't work with every concealer depending on how quickly they set up, but this is one concealer it works really well with. So the other number 5 is the Lys Beauty concealer. I really like this concealer. It's so freaking good. It is more full coverage. I would say it's more medium plus coverage. The way I apply it, I don't get like full spackle coverage, but this is a really great concealer. It's a very thin consistency. I wear the shade MN5 in this. Really, really thin consistency. Maybe I should swatch these for you. So I'm going to swatch the Ilia one. So I have the shade Chai, and then the shade Wasabi, which is my brightening shade. And then with the Lys Beauty one, a lot thinner consistency, but like it's crazy. This is such a thin consistency. This is definitely one, like a concealer that was like, it's so unique for like concealers in general. Full coverage, but super thin. It's almost like not water, but it feels more watery. So that's those. So I have the shade Chai here. Wasabi, and then this is MN5 from Lys Beauty. Really, really nice concealer, just melts into the skin. Since this is a thinner consistency though, I let it sit for like 5 minutes or however long. Like I let this one sit the longest of all my concealers because it's a thinner consistency. Then I blend it out and then I'm like ready to rock, good to go. And I have great coverage under my eyes. And it's basically, all these concealers I'm mentioning today like melt into the skin and become basically not detectable. Like you can't really tell. I mean, obviously, like someone's eyes are like flawlessly like concealed, so you know most likely someone's wearing concealer, but it's not where you look and you're like, oh, I can see her concealer. Really, really nice formula. Again, more medium plus for me coverage, but you can definitely get full coverage out of this. And hydrating, great shade range. Like out of all of these, the best shade range is here by far. Just so freaking good. Undertones unmatched. Like you don't have any yellow. You don't have any like, well, you can, there are ones that are more yellow, but you can get neutrals. And I know a lot of people in the game, okay, by game, I mean us here, talking about makeup. A lot of people love neutral undertones for concealers, and sometimes stuff is just crazy yellow or crazy orange or just super, super pink. And there's nothing wrong with that. Pink is great and more orange is great for like combating under eye circles, but then you want to put something else on top of that. They have like such a good shade range here. Huge fan of Lys Beauty, just like unmatched. Okay, so the next we have this one here. So this one is my newest one, but this is definitely like top, like one of the best concealers I've ever used, the Kulfi concealer. Now this one is so amazing. So I wear the shade Mango Drop, I believe. Yeah, Mango Drop in this. And this is such a beautiful shade. Shade range is great. More medium coverage, just blends into a dream. So nice, and has a little bit of sheen under the eyes. So you get like a little bit of shine, which I like. I love something that's a little bit more on the shiny side, especially with how high, like I love my base to be really like dewy. So I like something that matches that. Matte will never work again. My preference is natural to like more of a shiny finish under my eyes. And this is one of those. It's really nice. It is just melts into the skin. And I don't really have to worry about creasing or anything like that with this. Like this is such a freaking good concealer. And I have been grabbing it nonstop, and I definitely see it with my other favorite that I'm going to mention, like the one that is just truly like holy grail, like obsession of life, my everyday one. This is like right alongside with it. So, so good. So then next, Merit Beauty Foundation Concealer Sticks. Now, I have two shades in this. I have the shade Sand, which is my highlighting shade, and then I have the shade Buff. And these are so good. So I prefer these for all over my face, not all over my face, but for my face, for covering like hyperpigmentation. They're so good, or acne. It's truly like such a good product. And they're so creamy. They just melt into the skin. Just so good. But if you wear it under your eyes, which I do really like, it doesn't crease. Like I know I said stuff creases. This does not crease. Like it crease. I don't know who Chris is, but it doesn't crease. So freaking good. And doesn't, like, I don't have to worry about like mascara running or anything like this. This is such a good concealer product, and you can wear it as a foundation too. This isn't my favorite for all over the face. Like I use it and it looks really nice, but I prefer a more liquid consistency. Even with my sticks, I like something that's a little bit more melty into the skin. This will melt into the skin and look really seamless, but again, my preference for this is like covering hyperpigmentation. This will never, I'm saying the boldest of statements, but this will never, unless something else comes up that's better than this will most likely never leave my vanity because it's so good, and I will continue to repurchase this because it's just so good. I am truly obsessed with this, and I have nothing else in my collection at all that like matches this. It's really good. So again, I have two shades. This is the shade Buff, and then this is the shade Sand. Really, really good. Great coverage. I can get some good like full coverage out of this, especially just like if I'm pinpointing. You can get, I would say it's like medium-y to full coverage. I would say maybe more medium plus, but really, really good. I'm a huge fan. Okay, so the next. I'm obsessed with this concealer. This is truly one of my obsessions of life, and my most used concealer by far, the Rosing Concealer. I want to grab another shade, so I have the shade LX100, the shade LX90, but I kind of want to grab the shade LX80, so, because I do think LX90 is a little bit yellow for me, but it's still great. Okay, so we have LX 100, so good. I'm literally almost out. I do think the rose ink sale just ended, but I'm going to grab more stiff. So these are so loud. These are just my favorite. I never swatch anything the same distance. It's just I swatch everything different. Okay, here we go. That's better. So these are really, really nice. I like how they melt into the skin. Now these are amazing. Like truly like just melt in the skin, undetectable, but like more medium plus coverage, and just feels almost like more of a whipped formula, even though I don't think it's a whipped formula. Just gorgeous, gorgeous coverage, doesn't crease. I think that the shades are, I think that there's definitely can be work done with some of the undertones here, which is kind of unfortunate. I do hope they like kind of like rectify, because I know a lot of people had issues picking shades or finding a right shade match. It took a while. If you're my complexion, again, LX 100 is great. And then I have this for a little bit more of a brightening shade, because LX 100 is definitely like true tone to me. But a great concealer, again, more medium plus-ish coverage, and just melts into the skin. Gorgeous coverage, hydrating. I don't know, it's just overall, when it goes for like under eye concealers, the Kulfi and the Rose Ink are just really, really side by side right now, just like favorites of life. And I honestly, the Kulfi one surprised me when it came out, because I didn't think anything was really, I mean, I have so many concealers. I try every concealer that comes out. I didn't think that there was going to be anything that truly was like all encompassing as good as the Rose Ink one. Really, really good. I'm obsessed with the Rose Ink concealer. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend. And next, I feel like some of you are probably surprised that Rose Ink wasn't #1. And some of you are not surprised, and you're like, I know which one is going to be the #1 concealer. And this is truly, truly the best concealer ever. You get amazing coverage, and it's just so good. So this is the Cover FX, what is it called? Power Play Concealer, I believe. Yeah, it is so freaking good, you guys. This is truly just the best concealer. It's such good coverage. If you have an event, this is the concealer you want. It doesn't move, it doesn't crease, it just melts into the skin. This to me was like a perfect alternative dupe kind of situation, but better than the Tarte Shape Tape. Yeah, Tarte Shape Tape. It's more hydrating. Tarte Shape Tape I find so drying. This is more hydrating under the eyes. It is perfect coverage, melts into the skin. Again, Tarte Shape Tape, you can like tell you're wearing concealer. This one you can't. Melts into the skin, gives amazing coverage, like more medium plus to full coverage. Just so freaking good. The shade range is unmatched. I mean, Cover FX has been the brand to be bringing all the undertones that you need. But like, it has every undertone that you want. Every undertone, every shade. They had the most expansive shade range. Literally was one of the first brands, if not the first brand, to have the most extensive shade range. So good. I'm obsessed with this concealer. Again, I didn't say the shade, so I don't know why I'm saying again. Girl, get it together. I wear the shade MN2. I also have somewhere, I don't know where, MN3, but MN2 is like my perfect shade. I love a neutral concealer under my eyes. It's over here. It's just so good. It is a thin formula. It is so thin. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from the swatch, you probably can't, but in terms of thin, it's almost as thin as the Lys Beauty one. So it's thinner than all the other concealers besides the Lys Beauty one. It just melts into the skin. It is so good. It's such good coverage, and it's such a good event concealer. So it's not one that I grab constantly all the time, because I don't always feel like I want full coverage under my eyes. But when I need full coverage under my eyes, when I'm going to an event, when I'm going to be getting photos taken, this is the one I go for, because I just blended it out over here, because it just melts seamlessly, and because the consistency is on the thinner side, it's just so good. I have to buy another one because this is definitely old, but this is so good. I'm obsessed. And those are all of my top concealers. I would love to know your thoughts down below on these. I would also like to know, are you surprised by my order? Are you surprised by how I kind of like stacked them? Let me know down below. This was really fun to do. I love going in my collection and just being like, okay, let's sit and like digest and like figure out which truly is, because it's not your favorite, or the top concealer isn't necessarily going to be the one you grab every day, right? There's a bunch of amazing concealers out there, but these are definitely, when I look at my collection, I'm like, yep, slap it in my bag. All of these I would buy a million times over. All of these never disappoint. Really, really good. I would love to know, again, what your favorite concealers are down below. Also, let me know down below what you want to see next in my Clean Beauty Co. Top 5. I feel like I want to do blush in like categories. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. Blush in categories, I feel like I want to do a stick blush, then I want to do cream blush, then I want to do powder blush, liquid blush. So let me know down below if you want it in categories or if you want to, and then I could do like a whole all-encompassing, like which ones of all blushes in the world, all formulas, which are my like top 5. Let me know if that's a good idea. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.